Everybody, it is 9:30, so I would like to call the Human Services Committee meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Chair Swarzy.
Here.
Member Childress.
Here.
Member Garcia. Member Desart. Here. Member Galassi. Member LaPlante. Here.
Very good. We do have a quorum. I do want to make a comment that Member Garcia and Member Galassi are in the Public Works meeting next door, so they will come in here when that meeting is over. So, you have any public comment?
No public comment.
I do have one comment. I just wanted to let this committee know that myself and Vice Chair Garcia, along with our Executive Director Mary Keating, will be meeting on a week from Thursday at the DuPage Foundation to review the final applications for the immediate grants for our transformational partnership with DuPage Foundation. So we should have the award winners after that meeting is over. So more information coming, but I just want to let you guys know. Any comments from any of our members?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can save them till afterward too. I heard, remember we just came, remember turning to where we were talking about how food is still going to waste at the food pantries. I mean, the food is coming in rotten.
Yeah.
What can we do to solve that problem? Maybe that's a very key question.
She probably has a better answer than I do on that.
Food is coming in rotten, or the shelf life is like tomorrow.
So what I have heard
Yeah.
from pantries is that the food that is being delivered by the food bank, that is being paid for by us, so the food bank is purchasing it directly, that food is fine.
Okay.
The issue continues to be with food pantries that either from the food bank or from retailers or from donations, they're getting things that are at the end of their shelf life. So I think the 1.75 million that we have provided to purchase food directly, in addition to the $1 million that we gave food pantries, should be reducing that issue. But it's that's a sort of a national issue with donations being down and with grocers donating food long after, or not long after, but when it's just barely at the end of its shelf life.
They're hanging on to them longer.
It's not just
Right.
a
No,
DuPage issue.
it's not a DuPage issue.
All right, but our money is going to fresh food.
That's my understanding from a couple of food pantries that I've spoken to have confirmed that the food that sort of direct delivery that Northern Illinois Food Bank is providing, that food is good.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, very good question. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, I do want to, just for the record, Member Galassi has attended, shown up for our meeting after leaving Public Works. So thank you, Member Galassi, for being here. I need a motion to approve item 23, 1994, approval of the minutes from our regular meeting for Tuesday, May 16, 2023. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. And we have some length of service awards, which is always really exciting here. So I'm going to turn this over to our Executive Director, Mary Keating, to introduce our service award winners.
Thank you. We have a packed house today, and I think what that shows is what, a great team environment we have in community services, that the folks who are being recognized are being joined by some of their coworkers. So we have 3 today, so we're going to do them individually. First up is Marina Vargas. Come on up, Marina. Elisa, you want to come up as well? So Marina and Lisa, I'll let you fill in any details, and Millie Rodriguez is here as well. Marina works in our information and referral division. She's a senior INR specialist. Marina does a lot of public facing events for us. So she's out in the community all of the time. She's much beloved by many people in the community. I'll get a call from somebody and they'll say, I just met Marina Vargas from your staff. She's just so wonderful. So I'll let Lisa fill in a little more detail.
Definitely, Marina's always the first one to volunteer to go out and do our outreach events. And we're always the first person for when somebody calls, they're always asking to speak to Marina. She has lots of repeat customers who have known her for the 15 years she's been here, and she helps them all the time. She always has a smile on her face, and she's always willing to go above and beyond to help everybody. So we really appreciate her being here.
Also, if you ever need tips on something to do with your iPad, Marina's the person. She's, oh yeah, she's all about the next app and what you need to do with your phone. But Melly, I don't know if you wanted to say anything as well.
No. I'm good, just thank you for your service.
Can I also add something, actually?
Yeah.
Marina came to Elmhurst Senior Citizens Commission for our community conversations and did 2 presentations for us, one in English and one in Spanish, which were really, really well received, and people really, really loved Marina, including myself, so thank you.
I gotta get a picture, I gotta get a
Wait,
picture.
hold on.
Greg's, if you would be so kind as to stand up and get with the ladies. Excuse my stage direction here. Ladies, I'm gonna sneak in between right here, excuse me. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Joan. And
You wanted back?
we want to have her speak, but I just want the rest of the board know when all 3 are done being introduced, we'll have a group picture of the board members with the award winners. So thank you.
Oh, sure, now she's gonna be shy.
No, thank you. I always say I love my job. I love to be at the county. For me, it's a humble experience to be able to reach our community. And everybody knows us and they trust us from all kind of the community, even Latinos speakers. And so for me, it takes pride. As a Latino, as an immigrant, I'm very humble and I have a big pride of being working for DuPage County.
Okay, no, Kristen. I'm sorry. All right. Come on up, Kristen and Natasha. So Kristen is one of our managers. Actually, I'll steal Brandy's thunder too. Both of them started in our INA division as INR specialists and have worked their way up into management positions, which is really, I mean, that just makes me so proud that we've got folks who have spent their career here and who have really had the opportunity to advance. Kristen's somebody that I call a lot when I'm like, Kristen, I don't know what to do with this client who just called me. Can you just sort of take this? She's just a pleasure to be around at all times. She's incredibly dedicated, has been for a long time, for 20 years, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Kristen, not only does she manage kind of our CCP case managers, but she also coordinates all our age guide grants. So our funding we get from the Area Agency on Aging, she handles all of those grants, spends a lot of time on our senior funding, which provides we can help clients pay for hotels in a pinch or help pay for assistive devices or nursing home stays. So Kristen manages all of that funding. So when I have a question about some of our age guide grants, I know Kristen can kind of answer that question. So we're just really happy and lucky to have her as part of our group in senior services.
I feel blessed to have been able to spend my career here. I started here, I'm going to say it was like 10 days after I graduated college. So we'll say I graduated when I was 10. But I've been able to have a lot of great experiences here. And I think the support of, committees like yours really helps because we're able to do so many things for the seniors in the community and provide a lot of support to help them continue living independently. And that's really what we strive to do. And because of the support of the county and the grants, through the Department on Aging, we're able to do a lot of that. And that's, I think, what keeps a lot of us here. We're able to really make a difference. So.
That's for you. All right, Natasha stays up. Brandy. Brandy is, how long have you been in the manager? 1
year.
Just 1 year,
And
okay.
last week-
I was gonna guess two, but last week was a year. So, Brandy, as I mentioned, like Kristen, started in our information referral division. I think, I remember when Brandy was a coordinator, thinking she's gonna be the next manager. You could just, you know, sort of sense her, that she was gonna advance, that she was somebody who was really committed, was really interested in learning more, taking on more responsibility. And so not only happy 15 years, but happy 1 year of being a manager.
Brandy also is one of our community care program managers, but on top of that, she also manages our tailored care T-care program. It's our caregiver assistance program. So that's a newer program that we've had in the last 2 years. So she's taken that on, as well as in her previous role, she was responsible for training all of our new case managers. And so between all, we were really excited when she was promoted last year. Especially during COVID. In the last 3 years, all of our staff, especially our managers, have really had to pivot, constantly trying to figure out all the changes that the Department on Aging has sent to us with all the COVID guidelines. So all of our staff and seniors have worked really hard the last 3 years, really just kind of stepping up to the plate and helping all our residents, not just in long-term care, but in the community, be able to reach out and get services that they needed. So we're really happy to have Brandy now as part of our management team.
But I've been here technically over 15 years. I started as an intern my last semester of my bachelor's. So I loved it so much. I stayed. I'm very fortunate that I had that experience. I was unaware of all the great things community services did, was able to learn about that in my internship and then stay here and have had great experiences and great leadership, and it's been wonderful.
Thank you. Now,
All the board members.
I do want all the board members to come up with the award winners and supervisors if they want to participate.
I'm sorry, Marina. She had a medical emergency. I know.
So you ladies are going to actually stand in front and everyone will get in behind.
I'm gonna move this chair out.
So
What do you?
squeeze in behind here, guys. There's room over
Board
here.
members go there.
Hey, Karen, may I ask you, do you want my head in there?
No good?
Just hang in there, give me a minute. I love the fact that people have confidence that I've figured this out.
You got this, Joan.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you. Now, before you guys go, I would like, board members, you can have a seat. But if any board members would like to make any comments before we say goodbye. Seeing none, I will make a comment. The longevity that you guys, I mean, the reason you're here is the longevity that you guys have shown working in what I think, and I think what this board thinks is probably the most important department in the entire county. So we're very blessed that you guys love your jobs and you're working so hard for our residents and those, especially those residents in need. So thank you very much, and please reach out to any of us if you guys ever need it. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, we are moving on to item 7. I'll take a motion to approve item FIR 014423, acceptance and appropriation of additional funding for the low income home energy assistance program, HHS grant fiscal year 23 intergovernmental agreement number 23224028. This is going from accounting unit 1420 from $1,748,193 to $3,291,193, an increase of $1,543,000. And we have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Take a motion to approve item HSR 5223, approval of issuance of payments by DuPage County to energy assistance providers through the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, HHS Grant Fiscal Year 23 Intergovernmental Agreement number 23224028 in the amount of $1,326,980. You have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Yes, Ina.
Oh, thank you, Chair. So I just had a quick question about, so the amount of 1.3, is that the number of people who've applied and that will be the amount of money that goes out? Because it says in the prior one that we actually have 3 million, right, in the funding.
So the way the LIHEAP grants work is first we accept the money and then we establish the payment level. So the difference between the money that we receive and the payment level is what we use to fund our staff. And so we can, if we don't spend the funds, we can move it into direct client assistance. But you'll see the 7A is an increase of 1.7. 7B is payments only associated with that increase. So the total payment amount would probably be somewhere in, maybe 2.5 million.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
Okay.
LIHEAP, we don't keep that money to use for the following year or anything
No.
like that, right?
No, when the LIHEAP program ends, it ends. It runs, it's on the state fiscal year. The program actually usually closes in, Gina just left, in May, I believe. At the end of May is when we stop taking applications, and then we issue the payments, and then we start again the next fiscal year.
Thank you.
And the new fiscal year starts July 1st, right?
Yeah, but the actual program year usually starts in October. There's what's called the priority period, where seniors and people with disabilities are able to come in first. And then the general program opens November 1st. It's changed a couple times. Sometimes it's priority period is September and general public can apply in October, and sometimes priority period's October and general public applies in November.
Has the number of people who've applied for LIHEAP increased over the years? Because I know that through Elmer Senior Citizens Commission, not everybody knows about LIHEAP.
Right, we really work on outreach. It was certainly challenging when we couldn't bring people in for direct appointments, and it was just logistically much more difficult to run LIHEAP the last couple of years. The actual number is a little bit down, and I think a lot of that is just because of our difficulty doing outreach, because major events weren't happening, those kinds of things. We couldn't go into senior buildings. We do have plans to really ramp up outreach next year. Our brand new intake offices, if you haven't seen them, we're still under construction, but about half of them are done. It's going to be a really nice way to safely and privately serve clients. So the number has been down, particularly through COVID. And again, we're really thinking about how do we really ramp up that outreach effort. We do spend all the money though. So I mean, sometimes there's an opportunity from the state to request if there's other agencies that haven't spent their money. Sometimes you can get a reallocation, but we're not leaving money sitting on the table.
Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. On to item 8, I'll take a motion to approve item HSR 5323, a recommendation for approval of Amendment 1 to the Community Development Block Grant Urban County Joint Agreement with the City of Wheaton, incorporating additional provisions as required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll take a motion to approve item HSR 5423, a recommendation for approval of Amendment 1 to the Community Development Block Grant Urban County Joint Agreement with the Village of Downers Grove, incorporating additional provisions as required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Under the DuPage Care Center, I'll take a motion to approve item HSP 5723, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Prescription Supply Inc. to provide secondary pharmaceuticals, wholesale pharmaceuticals for in-house closed shop pharmacy for the DuPage Care Center for the period of June 19, 2023 through June 18, 2024, for a contract total not to exceed $60,000 per bid renewal under bid number 2239 DCC, the first of 3 one-year renewals. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments?
I have a
All in
question.
favor?
What
Yes.
is, what exactly is secondary pharmacy?
So the care center has its own in-house pharmacy, and we use a primary and a secondary vendor. This vendor is a wholesaler, so sometimes we're able to get meds at a cheaper price, so we're always trying to be cost efficient, and it's always good to have a backup.
Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item HSP 5823, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the Standard Companies for trash cash liners for the DuPage Care Center for the period June 23rd, 2023 through June 22nd, 2024, for an amount not to exceed $75,000 under bid renewal number 2136 FM, the first of 2 one-year optional renewals. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. On the budget transfers, I'll take a motion to approve item 23-1995, a budget transfer to cover staffing changes, including departures, unbudgeted benefits payments, and an increase to fringe benefits from account 5,016.70/5,000, 51,010, 51,050 to 5,000-1670/51,000, 51,030, and 51,040 for the Family Centers Access and Visitation Grant in the amount of $10,181. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. On to travel, I'll take a motion to approve item 23-1996, Community Services Administrator to attend the National Community Action Partnership 2023 Training Conference in Atlanta, Georgia,
Second.
from August 21st, 23 through August 25th, 23. Expenses to include registration, transportation, lodging, miscellaneous expenses for an approximate total of $2,876. And this is CSBG grant funded. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item 23-1997, Community Development Manager to attend the National Association for County, Community, and Economic Development Summer Annual Conference in Austin, Texas, from July 19, 2023 through July 22nd, 2023. Expenses to include transportation, lodging, miscellaneous expenses, and per diem for the approximate total of $1,899. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll take a motion to approve item 23-1998, Community Services Director to attend the NACCED Summer Meeting, NACO Annual Conference, and NACO Affordability Task Force in Travis County, Texas, from July 19, 2023 through July 25th, 23. Expenses to include registration, transportation, lodging, miscellaneous expenses, and per diems for the approximate total of $3,648. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. I will take a motion to receive and place on file item FMP 6923, a recommendation for approval of a contract to Commercial Mechanical Inc. for the replacement of air handling units S1 and S2 in rooms G15, S6 in Penthouse A, and S8 in Penthouse B at the Care Center for facilities management for the period of June 13, 2023 through November 30, 2024,
Second.
or contract total amount not to exceed $3,250,000, $500, in which $1,900,000 is CDBG funded and $1,350,500 is ARPA funded per the lowest responsible bid. And we have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll take a motion to review and place on file FMCO 7123, the First Amendment to Resolution FMP 26922, issued to Lamp Inc. to provide professional construction manager as advisor services for various construction management services to add the following capital projects to the scope of work. HVAC replacement work to be completed at the Care Center for air handler units S1 and mechanical room 1209. S2 mechanical room 3213 and S4 mechanical room G16C at the Care Center, and to improve the security building code upgrades
Second.
and ADA improvements in the county boardroom at the JTK building, and to increase the contract in the amount of $1,229,246. taking the original contract amount of $4,865,131 and resulting in a new amended contract total amount not to exceed $6,094,377, an increase of 25.27%. And this is a partial ARPA item. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And finally, I'll take a motion to receive and place on file item 23-1999 pursuant to FIO 005622 and DTR 0306B22, a vehicle replacement for the DuPage Care Center for fiscal year 2023-2024 has been issued through Midwest Transit Equipment in the amount of $176,600. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. On to residency waivers, and we do have a residency waiver, so Janelle Chadwick will speak about that.
We have two residency waivers. We have two. So we currently have 10 male and 6 female beds available at the care center. 4 beds have already been offered to DuPage County residents, so no county residents will be displaced by admitting these applicants. The first has a daughter and sister-in-law that have lived in Carroll Stream for 45 years, and they would like the residents to be closer to visit more often, and they were very happy with when they toured. It was a comment they made. So approval of number 1.
Sure, I move
Any
to
questions or
approve.
comments or, okay, we have a motion to approve number 1. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
The second, they lived in DuPage County, 6 years, Villa Park, 14 years, 11 years in Lombard. The daughter lived in Elmridge for 44. And our second resident has been in our subacute stay and is very happy with quality of care, and he would like a long-term placement.
Move to accept.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Everybody, on to the DuPage Care Center update.
First and foremost, you approved or had an informational item about 2 new vans for the care center. And we are so happy to have received those vans. We use them a lot for taking our residents to dialysis, and that's not a fun trip. They're gone a long time. We have to bring food along with them. And so the fact that they're going in new vehicles that are safe and look really great, we're just very, very happy. So thank you all for making that happen. We're very appreciative. We are out of outbreak for COVID. We have not had a COVID outbreak for some time, and today is the first day that the care center is mask free. It's optional, but the staff so I hope that doesn't do. So this past weekend, I had an email from our representative for the Health Facilities Service and Review Board with our certificate of need application for our remodel. He had a couple more questions. He's tweaking the final report in preparation for our formal presentation that will be done in the end of June. And so he does not expect there to be any issues. So I just wanted to let you know that that's moving forward in great fashion. So we're excited.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions? Quick question for me. Did they come up with a new date for the groundbreaking or
Party? You know, I'm not sure that is, I think they did. I'd have to look back and see what the actual date is because there were a lot bounced around. It's in July, and I think it's the 11th, but don't quote me on that. But I think yeah, we'll get that for you.
I don't think we've seen an email about the.
I don't recall seeing an email about it.
Send an email because we've been away with the information.
Yeah. So we
Oh.
we probably want to make sure it's formally approved before we schedule it, but I think, I'm not sure who's coordinating that. If it's
All the paperwork, everything that all that is
everything's all
complete
submitted.
now?
He just wanted some additional comment. It goes before a board of peers. I actually know some of the people that's on this board. The comment that he did make is that he's just really commends the care center for doing this. This is a phenomenal project for those most in need. So this person was very impressed. He's not a voter on the project, but he certainly is one presenting it.
On to our community services update. Mary Keith.
Thank you. I just want, first of all, wasn't that awesome to have those 3 recognitions? Yeah. And I love how many coworkers, like I said, I just love how many coworkers came in the room. It just makes me really happy. There were a couple things on the agenda I actually wanted to comment on. The first one, there's 2 travel, mine and Julie's going to Austin. Mine says Travis, yours says Austin, but there's about a $2,000 difference. Nobody brought it up, but I just wanted to mention why the price is so different. The community services manager only attends the NACED portion, which is the first couple of days, and does not have to pay the NACO registration because she's not there for the entire time. So that's a $600 registration. So then I'm there for the duration because I'm on the NACO board, so I'm there for the entire conference. So it's, you know, registration, hotel, per diems, that whole thing.
No real question, but just, you have I used to live in Texas, if you're going in July.
I know.
So I just wanted to make that comment. That's some serious.
I know. 2 years ago, we were in Las Vegas in July, and that was awful. Even if I liked Las Vegas, I wouldn't like it in July.
You love those heat places, I see it.
Well, I think NACO's summer annual is in places that gets discounted rooms because, you know, it's all government folks who are there. So, but thank you, I appreciate the support. But one of the things I'm really excited about is that we're going to get a tour of Community First, which is, many people have heard of it. It's this tiny house village that was built in, it's an unincorporated Travis County, so it's the control of the county. We'll get a tour of it. A portion of it, I think, was funded with community development block grant funds. It's sort of a permanent supportive housing for individuals who were chronically homeless. And so there's a lot of interest in it. We're going to have the opportunity to not just look at it, but we'll have a really good understanding of how it was funded, how it was built, and what the ongoing operating funding is. The two items related to the urban county joint agreement, one with Wheaton and one with Downers Grove, just wanted to give a little explanation on that. Every 3 years, in order to continue to receive community development block grant funds, we have to go through a requalification process, which basically is a process whereby all of the municipalities have to agree to continue to allow their populations to be included in our population count, because the CDBG funds that we get are based on the population of the entire county, not just the unincorporated. If the villages and municipalities did not agree, we would have 1/10 of the funding, or somewhere around that, because it would only be on the unincorporated. Downers Grove and Wheaton, if they wanted to, could get their own CDBG allocation. They could manage the whole program themselves, but they choose not to do that. They choose to turn it over to the county. So they have a separate agreement that's a little bit different than the one that all the other municipalities sign on to. So just a little explanation on what that is. I wanted to give a hearty pat on the back to our community development staff, as well as our staff who manage the water program. Both of those programs just went through some monitoring from the state. In the water program, it was the state, and the community development program, it was the feds, and both programs had no findings and no concerns. So absolutely perfectly clean bill. And the last thing is that Thursday, June 15th is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Wear purple on the 15th. We'll have some social media posts. Our adult protective services staff will all be in purple t-shirts. But if you could please help spread the word by sharing our social media posts, I would appreciate it. Very much.
I know we're not going to talk or like see the people who have submitted applications for the grant program, but do you feel good about the amount of people that are submitting applications, or do you have any sense of?
Are you talking about the small grant program?
Yes, yes.
I haven't checked in with finance to see what's coming in yet. We did get, we did do a webinar on the 1st. And I know a number of agencies had reached out with questions. And so we did sort of a rundown of the questions that had come in already. I can check with finance and find out what's coming in. I will tell you, in my experience, 90% of the grant applications will come in that last week. That's just the way people work it usually.
Is that webinar something we could share so that we can explain to them?
Yeah, it's recorded. It's on the website. So let me talk to our IT, our website people, and figure out how we do a link to it that we can send it to. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have any old business? Seeing none, do we have any new business? Okay, take a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So it's gonna be fun.